Yo guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another GTA 5 LSPDFR 0.4 tutorial. My name is Yo Adrian, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to install vehicles, vehicle textures, and PEDs into your game. Before we go ahead and even start this tutorial, please back up your game folder. Just because today we will actually be doing stuff that might cause your game to go kaput if you don't do it right. So please, and I can't stress this enough, please back up your game folder. So, after you back up your folder like you did in the last episode, or should have done in the last episode where we installed all the plugins and stuff, now we're actually going to be installing the vehicles into your game, and there's plenty of vehicles you can choose from, vehicle models, textures, as well as different PEDs for EUP, or even just regular base like default PEDs and whatnot. And today I'll kind of be showing you guys how to install the default like vanilla GTA 5 PED characters into your game. So first and foremost, what we have here is you're going to want Open4. Now, first and foremost, what you're going to want to download, and you should have had this downloaded in the last episode, is Open4, because without Open4 we are not going to be able to do anything we are doing in this episode at all. So make sure you download Open4. It's free. You don't have to donate or anything. It is free. Download the 3.1, follow the steps, install it to your C drive or the default drive or wherever you want to download it. We're not going to download it because I already have it pulled up right here. So let's make sure you download that, as well as we are going to be downloading ELS. Now, there are modders out there that still make non-ELS vehicles, and what ELS is emergency lighting system. So whenever you watch my videos and you hear that beep and you can have like different like your traffic advisors or whatnot, that's what ELS is. Whereas without ELS is going to be like your default vanilla GTA 5 like vehicles, where you only have the one stage. Now, there's still modders out there that do make non-ELS vehicles, but you can turn a non-ELS into an ELS vehicle just by editing a random VCF file within GTA 5. So, if you want to do ELS or not, that is completely up to you. I like to, because I like to have the different patterns and the different light setups and whatnot, and like if I just want a TA or whatever, I don't like to have like just a single light setup. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and download this bad boy. Same thing, you have to agree to the terms, and always download the newest version. So ELS 1.05. And then, of course, we're going to come up to this capture thing. And this is where I said in the last episode to make sure you have an account with LCPDFR. Because if you do, any of these right here that we will download won't require the captcha, and it'll just go straight to the download. Whereas if you do not have an account, you will have to go through this crap for all of these. So it just makes it a lot easier. Half the time you can't really read what they say anyway. P5, I believe. I probably got that wrong. Yep, I knew I got that wrong. That's the ones they make, it's like you can't even read it. There we go. So we'll actually get rid of ELS. Alright, there we go. So ELS V105. So we'll actually throw that into our desktop. Now you will need WinRAR or WinRAR, WinZip, 7-zip to open it, etc. I use WinRAR just because it's free. Well, not free, but free. We'll actually X out of that. And then here we have the 3 files. Now, there's 3 different things you can do with ELS. There's documentation, installation, and there's media. You don't really need the media because that's just the same pictures you see on the thing. But the documentation you're going to want, because this has the actual like key bindings and stuff for all of the ELS features. There's actually a lot of them. I'm not going to lie, there's a lot of them you might want to learn. Like, you can do blackout mode, interior night light, which is like the ticket light, scene lights, takedown lights, all that fun stuff. Cruise lights, warning lights, all of that. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here that you can go over, as well as there's a whole user guide. 30 pages of stuff. Actually, no. Yeah, 32 pages of stuff to, go over and stuff if you want to. I would highly recommend going over the controls because you will need them for ELS. Alright, so now we're actually going to go on the install of this. So what you're going to want is the installation files. Basically, it's simple. You're going to select it all, drag and drop. Now, if you haven't installed ELS already, this should just go straight in. If you already have it installed, you don't have to replace it or anything. You can always skip it. But I'm going to go ahead and replace, just to kind of give it so we can clear like any cache or anything with the plugin and whatnot. So ELS is now installed. And then we're going to actually move to the PEDs first, just because that's the simpler thing. And we'll go into get into the vehicles here after that. Alright, so as you can see here, we have LE Redated by Major Payne 2015. And the reason why I actually chose this one, and I'll show you guys here after we download it. As you can see, don't have to do the CAPTCHA, which is nice. Well, yeah, like I said, I'll show you guys here after we download it why I decided to go with this one, for a lot of you people probably wondering. And that is because it actually has PEDs for the three top PEDs that you can choose to become cops with in like vanilla GTA 5 if you don't use EUP, which is kind of nice. So always go to your installation, README, etc. Basically, this is telling you to place it in certain patch days and whatnot, just because that's where the update file is. Now, if you're like me and want to make this so much easier on yourself, what I like to do is I'll throw it in the latest patch day. So we'll go mods, update, x64 DLC packs, and I'm in patch day 20, DLC RPF, x64, models, CD images, and PEDs. Patch day 20 NG, and then we can just legit drag and drop every single PED in here. So we have cop, we have highway cop, and we have sheriff. Pretty self-explanatory. Make sure you are in edit mode. That is the main thing of Open4. Make sure you're in edit mode. And basically all we do is just drag and drop, and they will be in your game. And that is legitimately the only thing you have to do with PEDs. Sometimes they will have more files, sometimes they will have 3, sometimes they'll have 4. It just kind of depends. But make sure you put in every single file that comes in with the PED. If it says like SMY Cop, SMY Highway Cop, Sheriff, make sure you're throwing in everything that comes along with it. Alrighty, so now we're actually going to be getting into the vehicles part of the installation tutorial. We're actually using the BCSO pack, or the Blaine County Sheriff pack made by Kilroy95 for this tutorial, as well as a texture pack for Sheriff made by Frogger74. It's a brand new pack that just came out. So we'll be using those two to kind of show you how to install vehicles and textures. And then we also have this LSMPD pack, which is based off of Las Vegas Metro Police Department, made by Robert TM, to show you guys how to install vehicles metas, car variations metas, and I believe it's got carcals in it too. I believe. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and download the Sheriff pack. Now, you guys are probably wondering about where I have been with LSPDFR and why 0.3 isn't coming out. That's because that game, or that folder, decided to take a shit on itself as well. So I'm going to be redoing that. I don't know if I'm going to be doing stuff with 0.3 anymore. I'll probably just stick to 0.4. And that's exactly why I'm redoing this whole upload, or this whole update for the folder. So as you can see here, it is now downloaded. I'm just going to drag it to our desktop. You can drag it anywhere you want to. I'm just going to do it to the desktop. And voila. Here we go. I'm going to exit out of that. Here we have all our vehicles. Today, we're actually going to be looking at the README again. Basically, he says to mods, patch day 19 or most recent patch day, x64 levels, GTA 5 vehicles, and then the VCF files go where their respective place. So, instead of going to 19, I'm going to throw everything I have in 20. So we'll go back to that mods update x64 DLC packs patch day 20, DLC RPF, common, or actually it's x64, levels, GTA 5, vehicles. Now as you can see here, it will start off with 2 different default vehicles for patch day 20. I have a couple other ones in here just because I was doing a couple videos with them. So we're actually going to delete these sheriff vehicles so we can actually just keep it fresh. And I think we're actually going to install the CVPI. So, alright, sorry about that. But normally when you download a vehicle, you're going to notice it's going to have a YFT, YTD, a high Y, or a high.yft, and sometimes a high.ytd file. Sometimes it'll have 3, sometimes it'll have 4. The only disadvantage with it having 4 is that if you throw all 4 files in, you will have to replace the texture in both YTDs, the regular .ytd and the high.ytd. So I usually throw in the 3 different files that usually comes with. I don't throw in the 4th one at all usually. So we're going to do the same thing, drag and drop method. Boom. And it should come up here as Sheriff. As you can see there. It looks nice. Kilroy did an actual nice job on these vehicles. It looks really, really nice. Alright, so next up we'll actually throw in the 16 FPIU into the game. Now, as you can see here, it is currently going into the FBI 2 slot. Now, this is actually the intended slot that the modder decided he wanted to throw the car in. But you can always change out the slot. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to put it in the Sheriff 2 slot, which is the second Sheriff slot and the only other Sheriff slot in the game. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to take out FBI and we're going to replace it with Sheriff. So it'll be Sheriff 2. Now you want to make sure you keep the .yft. Do the same thing with the .ytd. Copy and paste. And then once we get to the underscore high, you want to make sure you keep that in as well. So we'll just do Sheriff 2 underscore high. Get rid of that extra 2. And there we go. Drag and drop. Boom. Let it load up and it is in your game. Check that out. Now for the actual VCF files, where we'll be throwing those into, you're going to go back to your main folder. This is something you can do in Open4 or a regular Windows Explorer thing. ELS, PAG default. As you will always have a default police one in here whenever you download ELS. So we're actually just going to get rid of all 3 of those. Now your folder will be empty besides the police. We're going to throw the Sheriff 2 in there. And then we'll go back to the CVPI and throw the Sheriff 1 in there. And that is how you install vehicles into your game, where you don't have to go ahead and deal with any vehicles metas or anything car variation metas, anything like that. Now, for the fun part, we're actually going to be installing textures. Now, this has textures for a 2011 CVPI and a 16 Explorer, so this should hopefully work with our pack. Now, the only bad part about this whole thing is that there's 2 different 2011 CVPI templates for GTA 5, and they both look very, very, very similar. So it's kind of hard to tell if you're going to be using the Forza one or if you're going to be using the Underwood one if you're just getting new into modding. Like I said, they're basically the exact same thing, just some things are shifted up or down a little bit, and I think the license plates are in a different slot. But other than that, we're going to go ahead and download it. So I'm not 100% sure if the CVPI texture is going to match or not. We'll find that out together. So there it is, all downloaded, BCSO pack. Let's go ahead and drag and drop that to our desktop to extract it. We'll actually get rid of that, and then we'll go ahead and install this one here in a second. So pack, basically I don't want, sometimes they'll throw in like different skins like K9, non-K9, like SWAT or whatever. We want non-K9. We'll do 2011 CVPI. So this one's actually for a different CVPI. This one's actually for BX Bugs' CVPI, which is completely different. So that's that's stupid. But okay, we'll do 16 Explorer. Whatever. Usually they don't make textures for that CVPI anymore, but that's a completely different CVPI than what we're using. But to install textures into Open4, you're going to want to open up, double click on the YTD file, and open that up. Now, you're going to keep scrolling down. Normally, you will see something that says EXP sign 1 or like TAU sign 1 or CVPI sign 1. That is going to be your texture. Now, whenever you first download Open4 and open it up, you will have it look like this. So you'll have to kind of drag around and try to figure out what it is. What I like to do is uncheck original size, and as you can see, it'll show you the original size, whereas if you have original size checked, you'll have to like go scroll through everything. So EXP sign 1, there's a couple different ways you can do it. You can always go to replace and then try to find the file, or what I like to do is the drag and drop method. Make sure edit mode is on. Choose import, hit OK, and boom. Make sure you go ahead and save it. Alrighty. So once it is all saved, you're going to open up the YFT file and see if it changed, which it should. And voila, there we go. Our brand new texture for the FPIU is up and running. Check that out though. I like this texture a lot. It's like black and white plain. It's got that American flag right here. Then it's just like regular like white, black on white sheriff with the blue line. It's a really nice simple texture. I like it. I really do like it. That is how to install vehicle textures. Very, 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 very simple stuff. Now, we're actually going to get on with the hard part. Not really the hard part, but if you're a first timer doing this, it's going to be difficult. So, what we're going to do is we're going to download this pack. We'll actually get rid of that. And there's a reflective livery guide. We're not going to worry about that. Just the 1.0 pack. That is it. Alright, so as you can see, the pack is now downloaded. What I'm actually going to go ahead and do is create a folder for this, just because there's a lot of files. So we'll do it LVMPD, and we're just going to drag and drop all that into that one folder. I'm going to X out of that, and we'll X out of this. So now, this one you're going to want to definitely read the README for, if there is a README, which I don't see why there wouldn't be. There we go. So yeah, this one is you're going to want to make sure to read a README. Make backups. Now, like I said, you cannot stress this enough. Make a backup of your folder, which I did. And then these are required for the pack to work properly, so you will need the Carcoals, Carvar, and Vehicles metas. You got your ELS files, your models. Now, there's no README for this. Oh yeah, the MIF, I think. Yep, here we go. Here is the README. So, we'll actually go ahead and get rid of that. Open LVMPD back up, and we'll take a look at this. So, install the vehicle files included in this pack into patch day 17. Now, you can always also throw it into patch day 20. It's just for the vehicles meta and car variations metas and stuff, it's easier to install it into the 17. But I like to do it in 20. But for the sake of this video, we'll actually go ahead and do it into 17. So what we'll do is we'll actually go to our update that RPF, X64. Actually, I went to the wrong thing. It's X64 DLC packs. Sorry about that. I did go to the wrong thing. Patch day 17, DLC RPF. If you are in edit mode, it will have a pop-up come up to have you copy the mods folder. Go ahead and do that so you're not messing around in the regular GTA 5 folders. X64, levels, GTA 5, vehicles. Now, we're not going to put in all of them. We're going to be putting in the Police 2, and the Police 3 vehicles. Nah, we won't throw in Police 4. Yeah, might as well. We'll throw in Police 4, just in case. Silverados, no. Old 2, no. Pursuit. And then the Ford Explorer. Like I said, I don't throw in the fourth one. I only throw in the first 3. If you want to throw in the fourth one, you can. But if you're going to change out the skin, just make sure that you change them out in both. But actually, we will throw in all of them, just because I feel like I'm going to do a stream with these here soon. So we'll just throw in everything that it comes with. Boom. And there are those. We'll throw in the VCFs as well into the GTA 5 ELS pack default. Now, what I'm actually going to go ahead and do first is show you exactly why you need to throw in these vehicle metas, the Carcoals, and the car variations meta files. So I'll go ahead and do that first to show you guys why you need to install it, because your vehicle might flip, the lights might not look proper, something, I don't know, it just depends on whatever's in the meta files. But I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the vehicles in-game, and then we'll install the Carcoals files and all that fun stuff, and then I'll show you guys the vehicles after that. So we'll go ahead and load up the game, and I'll see you guys in-game. Alrighty, so as you can see, here we are in-game. First and foremost, I'm actually going to show you guys the PEDs that we installed. So what you're going to do is you're going to go into your trainer, model spawning. Going to go all the way up to SPES 2, and you're just going to have to kind of scroll through and find them. So here is the cop one. It does look pretty cool. And then you can also go to like close menu, pick out different stuff. You can randomize them. Same thing with the highway cop and the sheriff. And then here we go into H-Way cop, I believe, coming up. Yep, H-Way cop. Basically almost like a standard CHP, but I don't know what Los Santos Highway Patrol. And then same thing, you can randomize them. Whatever suits you the most. And then same thing here with sheriff. It'll just replace the default. Same thing, randomize them. The sheriff one actually looks badass with all that, with that vest and whatnot. So I might actually use that here soon. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. And then we'll go into vehicles. We'll go through the sheriff vehicles first, just because I know those work. So here's the sheriff cruiser, looking mighty fine. Your ELS. Now we don't have any bright lights in just yet, just because I didn't install any graphics mods in. But we will have that up in another episode. And here's the sheriff SUV. The lights probably do look brighter at night. Let's actually go ahead and make it nighttime. Somewhat. But here's a look at the FPIU. And yeah, I do apologize for the lights not being bright. But we do have that other skin on it instead of the default sheriff skin that came with the vehicles. Which is a good sight. It's a very good sight that it actually worked. So yeah, those are the sheriff vehicles. That's how to install vehicles. Now we'll actually go take a look at the LVMPD vehicles we threw in. And I do apologize for Discord going off. But we have 1, 2, and 3. Now, this is why I was saying that it's really very important to put those carcoals and all that stuff in, is because as you can see there, the lights are kind of messed up. They're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. As you can see, they kind of make like these little blobs anytime the light's supposed to turn on. The TA does work though. But yeah, as you can see, the blobs, it kind of like lifts up whenever the lights are trying to work. So if you don't throw in the meta files, that's what's going to happen, especially if it's a old rotator light bar, or like a light bar like this. So and that is going to happen to all your vehicles, especially the CVPI, which is supposed to be a rotary one. So this one's going to have it a little bit worse than the other ones. Kinda. It still rotates and stuff like that, but as you can see, you have that big blob in the center there, which is going to be annoying, but the lights still do rotate, which is nice. But after that, we'll actually go install the vehicles, the meta files. We'll load the game back up, and we'll show you guys how the lights look after that. Alright, so as you can see here, we're currently back on the desktop. We're going to be installing the vehicles, metas, all that fun stuff into the game. This is where you want to make sure you do make backups of everything, just because you will need backups of the stuff. There's a couple different ways you can make backups. So first things first, we already installed the vehicles, we installed the ELS files, we're going to install the carcoals. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to update. As you can see here, it's got the directories. Update that RPF, x64, and data. Now, you want to make sure that you are actually going to do this in your mods folder. So make sure you hit edit mode, go to mods folder. You don't want to do anything in your main folder. Go to the mods folder. Now, if you really want to, you can go ahead and drag and drop this onto your desktop into a separate folder for your backup. Or you can always go in and delete the folder from the mods folder as well, if you want to do that. If you're going to like maybe put in a different vehicle pack, if you don't want to use this one anymore, you want to throw in something else, you can always do that as well. But as you can see here, it is 455 KB. We'll throw in the carcoals, and it is at 2,550 kilobytes. So went up just a drastic. I think that's kilobytes. Pretty KB, whatever. But yeah, went up drastically. I'm gonna go back to your mods folder now, or actually your main GTA 5 folder. We're gonna install the car variations file. We're gonna go to DLC update, update.rx64 DLC packs, and plux 2, which is this one right down here. You're gonna have to search for these sometimes. Go to DLC packs, common, data. Always do your mods folder. Like I said, you can make the backup if you want, and then throw your car variations in there. And then we will do the vehicles meta. Same thing. Go to your main folder. Update. Update. Come on. Update that RPF. Common. Data. Levels. GTA 5. Show in mods folder. As you want. Drag and drop. And drag and drop. Boom. That is how you install vehicles metas and stuff like that. We're going to go ahead and X out of all this stuff. And we'll go ahead and head back into the game, and I will show you guys how the lights look. Now, they should be fixed. Don't mind the broken desktop there. That's just what happens anytime I exit out of GTA for some unknown reason. So let's go ahead and hop in the game, and we'll see what the lights look like. Alrighty, so as y'all can see, I have the 3 vehicles behind me again for the LVMPD pack. Let's go ahead and hop in the FPIU. And as you can see here, much better. You can see here it's actual rotators, which is nice. That's what the Carcoals is for the rotator lights, as well as all these ambient lightings, reflections, all that fun stuff, which looks absolutely fan-frickin-tastic. That's one thing I love about the older style rotator lights is they just look so good. And yeah, that is that one. Let's go ahead and hop in the CVPI as well. I'm actually going to turn this off so we can see the CVPI's lighting as well instead. Let's shut that off. Let's get out of it. Go through the laptop, apparently, because that's a thing nowadays. Hop in the CVPI. Same thing, TAs. And look at that. The older style rotators. They look so good. So freaking good. But yeah, guys, hope you guys did enjoy the tutorial. Hopefully it was very, very helpful to you guys if you are brand new to GTA 5 and you are installing brand new mods. I will have one for the graphics mod coming up here either sometime this week, not sure when though. I still have to go and edit it. And then I'll have these cars still in, so whenever we do that graphics test, I will show you guys how the lights look with the cars. I will be installing NVR, Natural Vision Remastered, into that. But it's basically the same way for installing basically any other graphics mods and whatnot. So, yeah, guys, hope you guys did enjoy. Hit that like button. Let your friends know if they want to try LSPDFR to look at my tutorial videos and teach them how to install LSPDFR, basically. But yeah, guys, that is going to go ahead and do it. Take care.